everybody, Hal Jackie here, and I've got a new video here on how to DatPack SimCity 4's plugins like a dummy. And I've got a little special guest to help me out with that. I've got Lucaria, how do you pronounce your last name? Bucaria or
It's Lucario Boricua.
Lucario Boricua we've got. So he's also a NAM team member, relatively recent addition to the team, but also a very useful member. So, age means nothing because I've been here a while and I haven't done any development and he's done all kinds of stuff. So we're very happy to have him on the team and he's going to teach me how to DatPack this game like a dummy because I know next to nothing about it. And I'm hoping by sharing what I have, this tutorial that everyone else that is viewing can kind of learn and maybe follow along with how I did it so that you can get your game running a lot faster and a lot more reliably on any kind of machine. So I'm going to be asking just a couple questions before we get started, and then we'll go through the process of installing it, implementing it, and seeing how it runs. So here we go. What is DatPacking?
Okay, first of all, hello everyone. DatPacking is actually a process where you're actually forming a few larger files out of many smaller files. So SimCity 4 uses a format that's called the DAT. It also has some variants associated with the game, like SimCity Lite, SimCity 4 model, SimCity description. All of those are DAT files. What happens is that you can actually create a single large file out of these smaller files, and then the game spends less time moving and searching for all of these files. So it actually speeds up loading times. It also speeds up menu search times. It also speeds up transitions between data views.
And then, and then what does it do? It just makes your game a little bit faster, or is there anything else that it might do for you?
Oh, it also, well, let's see, it actually makes the game faster in various ways. You have various stages in which you have to wait in the game. The first one, of course, is when you open the game and you load the game files, including the game installation files and, of course, your mods and custom content. And then it also speeds up loading of the first city you open, and it also speeds up the time it takes to open the menus. And in certain large mods, it actually speeds up other aspects. For instance, the Network Addon mod has this huge file that's called the NAM controller. That's where all the code that makes the networks work loads. So if you have the game DatPack, you can actually get more game time by reducing all of these wait times. It also especially helps players who are playing from a hard drive, since hard drives actually have slower search times for all the files compared to the new kid in the block, the solid state drives.
Yeah, so as you can see on my machine here, the NAM is it's over a gig in size. You can see on my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so by getting this reduced a little bit and having it run a little bit faster, it would just make huge implications and just making your game run better, your frame rates better, all that, and more, even with a solid state drive, which I have. So yeah, so you can see that my plugins here is actually quite. I mean, I've been trying to keep it small, but in recent years, it's just swelled in size, and it's making my game a little slow. It's almost 8 gigs now.
Oh my goodness.
So I need DAT packing, and I've never done it.
Oh, DatPacking also helps you in a different way. Since to properly DatPack, you also need to organize your files. So
So that's
if you
something
actually,
we might want to do a little bit as well, so we can kind of show folks how to do that.
oh yes.
All right.
So let's see.
So first thing we got to do is you got to go to this page. It's on the SC4D LEX. LEX stands for Lot Exchange. SC4D SimCity 4 Devotion. So we'll put a link in the video here, and you just have to create an account on SC4D LEX if you haven't already. And it's free and it's easy. And then you just hit the download. So you just kind of download it in a WinRAR archiver and just install the DatPacker. So we will do that right now. and just hit yes. 2008. Geez, seems like it was not too long ago, but it really was.
Mm-hmm.
14 years, 2022. All right, so we're going to put the README up here in case we need it, and
Okay, let's have a look.
hit exit
Okay,
here.
so that's a good README design. It actually requests having certain dependencies in case you have not installed them. So the New Horizon Productions DatPacker is a Windows applications that actually requires some DLL files. These are fairly common for modding tools used throughout SimCity 4. Your other option would be the Java-based JDatPacker. That one does not require these dependencies, but it does require the Java runtime environment, which makes it compatible with Mac and Linux installations.
So you can see here just in the README, and that's why it's always important to check out these README files whenever you run into problems or just downloading something that you're not familiar with. It's just make sure you just give the README just a quick run through. Even with things like the NAM, like it's just important just to get a quick heads up about what things do. It'll tell you that in order to have it, you've got to have some dependencies. So as Lucario was saying, you got to have these DLL files, and so we should probably get those installed, and it will kind of go through on how to do this. So let's do just kind of click on these links to have them installed.
Okay, let's see. So dllfiles.com, that's where you'll find most common DLLs you need for all sorts of programs.
All right, so do you know where I go to download this? Because I don't see a
Okay,
link.
okay, you see there where it says download
Oh,
in orange
it's
letters?
okay. Usually it's like in red or something. All right, so we'll just download this. Our download will start in 0 seconds, and let's just download that. And of course, I'm a ding dong. I didn't read where to actually install this, but there is another README. So there's a README within a README. It's like Inception or something. So it tells you that we're going to be going. If you need help installing, blah 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 blah. But where does it tell me to go? Come on. If you need
Oh,
help, okay, let's just go. Let's go to this website. If you need help installing the file, because I definitely do, and we'll see. How do I install the DLL file downloaded here? So we're going to open up the zip, and we're going to extract it, and I know how to extract. After extracting the zip file, place the extracted DLL file in the directory of the program that is requesting the file. So my assumption is that's our plugins file.
yes. No. You're gonna put it in the installation folder of the DatPacker.
Cool. Okay, so let's go grab that, and we're going to hit extract.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have to find where that DatPacker was. Where did I just got the DatPacker, right? So where did
Yeah,
the
so you
Dat...
should extract it to wherever you downloaded the DatPacker's installer.
I got to search correctly. DatPacker! Ah, it's not coming up with anything. Let's see. Where did it want to install? As I said, I'm a ding dong for a reason because people are going to run into this. So when I wanted to install this, oops, where was I going? Oh, I don't know where I'm going. Come on, open up the file. Yes, I don't want to install WinWare.
Okay, so you need to find the installation folder. See.
I will read the README. We're doing that.
Oh my
All right, so we're
goodness.
going to C program
Ah,
files
that's the directory. That's where you
x86.
have to go.
So we're gonna just plug that into our search and open that boy up. And then in here, we're gonna install that extra plugin, those extra DLL files that was requested. So we're gonna go and just kind of grab that boy and just drag it into here, right?
Yes.
And of course, if you don't have administrative permission, make sure you got that because you're modifying your crap. So that's one.
Okay, let's see the second
Where
and the
was that
third.
README? Yeah, we got
Okay,
that one.
read
We got
me.
that one. Got that one.
Let's see.
The README was this one here. It's a little complicated, as you can tell, but it's all worth it in the end. I don't remember where it was. I'm a ding dong.
Let's see. Read me.
I'm just gonna grab it back. It's probably in my history somewhere here. It's probably here, and I just had to hit back. Come on, it's probably the other tab. Probably the other tab. Hey, there we go.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
there we
The
go.
problem is it didn't
So
open up in a new tab, so we'll just open these up in new tabs, and we'll grab this one. I'm assuming it's the same process. There's a couple of
sure you
files here.
make sure you get the 32-bit versions.
Well, these are all 32 bits. We got different
Okay.
versions here. We got a 641, a 6041.
Yeah, just get the most recent.
That's my expectation. Is always the latest and greatest, right? That way, you're not screwing up things. So, which one do we think? I'm assuming it's the one with the higher number. It
Yes.
doesn't tell you the date, so let's just download this. And we gotta wait a couple seconds. And we're just throwing that right in the same folder, right?
Correct.
Cool, cool. Okay. Yeah. So we're just gonna grab that, and we're gonna open up the spot where the DatPacker is. And again, just kind of click and drag over, and just make sure it all comes through right. Cool. And then the final one is the GDI plus.dll. And I'm again assuming I'm going to download the latest one.
That's the 64-bit version.
So my machine is 64-bit, but SimCity 4 is 32. So which one do I do?
It should. Let's go back to the README.
All right. See, that's why we got this, right?
Okay, so README of the DatPacker doesn't specify. There's an information in the page where you have the DLLs. So go back to the page with the DLLs. Go to the top. See. Okay, let's see. Did you see anything concerning the bit architecture?
I would say on the side of caution, we download the 32-bit.
Yes. So this application is in an x86 directory, which uses 32-bit applications. You got to use 32 bits.
Yeah, this to be on the safe side. So let's do the latest 32-bit one. Again, we got to wait a couple seconds. Then we'll open her up. And again, we'll just kind of grab this. And we'll extract it into here. So now we got all three of those DLL files that were requested by the README of the SimCity 4 DAT Packer. So, done this. Got the dependencies. Always check your dependencies, because if you don't, you're going to run into problems, and you're going to get mad, and then you're going to start figuring out why. It's just faster to read the dependencies and start asking online. You'll get usually get most of your issues resolved. But don't ever hesitate to ask on the social forums or Discord or anything. It's always never hurts to ask. Never hurts to ask. We want to make sure you're enjoying this game. So we've got all this stuff, and there's a revision history, and they'll tell you how it's going to work. So I did hit the run DatPack, but I'm scared now because I downloaded new stuff.
So
let's
make
X
sure
that
to
out.
open it. Make sure to open it again to ensure that it actually loads the DLLs.
Yeah, so just make sure you have that done. So let's go back to the folder here. So here we're going to find that exe file probably.
Okay, let's see. Exe file.
Uninstall. That's the opposite of what we want. You can also sort it by type. There's a config.
Okay, yes.
And there's a
It's
zip
gonna be
archive.
SC4 DatPacker. It's gonna be easy.
I'm assuming it's just the first one.
The first one of this list.
Cool. All right, so we're gonna start running this. I'm gonna minimize everything else so you can see it easy here.
Okay, so the NHP DAT Packer will load whatever folders you have in your plugins. So if you are organized and already group your contents into relevant folders, whether by the author of the content or whatever the content does, you should already have some degree of organization.
But most players just download it and want to play the game, and that's kind of what I've always done throughout my time playing the game. So if you look at my plugins, I'm not that organized. I've got a bunch of files, and then I've got a whole bunch of folders on the bottom. Just depends on like how the uploader made that content available to download. So I've got all this. I don't really have any organization at all. It's just kind of all dumped in here, which probably does some issues with my game performance. So I want to get that fixed up. So
Okay, so let's have a look here. I'm looking at your files, and I'm seeing that you have some content by certain famous authors. So you have like lots of index content or Mappy content
yeah,
or
so if I
Sigilvik
scroll here, like
content.
see all these are all NDEX stuff. So what I make like when I move these all to one folder called NDEX.
Yes, you should do that. So that would be a way of organizing your files based on the author. That's
So,
actually the easiest way
so you just
whenever
kind of
you
grab
need
that,
to
move it in here.
troubleshoot things because then you look for the author and the respective online sources.
And so you just don't look for the folders too. You got to look for the files. So if I go up in these files and see if there's any loose things, just make sure you have it sorted by name. Ah.
Mhm. Let's
I'm not going to do
see.
all of it because I know this would be a long video. I think I put all the files at
Yes,
the bottom, but yeah, I grabbed all the NDX files and then I got to go to alphabetical. M. What comes after M is X. So I
that's
got
a
all
lot of
this.
NDS.
I got a
No,
lot of
that's a
stuff in them, I
lot.
guess. They're a good
Oh
example.
yes.
Good example to use. So I'm just gonna grab. Wow, look at all this crap. So I'm gonna grab all this stuff where it ends here because they took the time to format it correctly. And I'm gonna hit cut, and then I'm gonna go to that NDEX folder. I got a lot of stuff in that Mappy guy too, but we'll just focus on this NDEX stuff first. Still an M. There we go.
There we go. There you found it.
And then just paste that. And that's sort of how you would organize it, right? You just kind of
Yes.
put like items together all by like one person. They don't have to be in their own subfolders, just kind of grouped together. And so
Okay,
by
so
doing that,
let's do a right click on the NDEX folder. I want to see just how big this is gonna be.
417
Oh,
megs.
wow.
So I got rid of all those like separate files in the plugins, just created one folder for it, but they're still all indexed in there. So
Yeah, so this is a good chance to talk about a bit more detail of what DatPackers do. One of the things they will do is that they will also remove files which the game does not need to use. So if you have readmes or sample images, or you might have some other kind of content that's not something the game uses, the DAT packers are going to get rid of that. So you're going to get a small decrease in the file size.
and so I've been doing that myself manually. So when I download stuff, if I got some extra pictures and stuff in my plugins, you'll see that mine's pretty clean. Like I've got folders, I got files. I don't have any extra like readmes and stuff. They're all DAT files or lot files or model files, and then in the folders I try to get rid of the pictures as well. Like here.
That's another thing. It actually makes it, it reduces the hassle of actually sorting out the files the game uses and the ones it doesn't.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. So I've done a lot of that manually myself, but this program will make it so that you don't have to do that. You don't have to put in that extra work. So for me here on in, I won't have to worry about it as much. And then you as a new user, you might have a whole lot of readmes and pictures and just TXT files. That'll all just be bypassed by this thing and make your game a little bit faster, right?
Correct. Okay,
Cool,
so
cool.
let's go. Okay, so let's go to. Okay, so you're not. Let's see if the DAT Packer is up to date. Okay, so I see that you have everything selected.
So all that NDEX stuff is still going to be there because I did it afterwards, right?
Okay, let's have
Yeah,
a
see
look.
how
Oh
that is all
yes,
here? So I should probably load this
yes,
up again.
yeah. So this is so to make sure that we're understanding the process. You first organize your files. You do that before you open the DAT Packer.
Yeah, so now that I
Okay.
moved all that NDEX stuff, I go to the end folder, and look, I just got one. So I'll do the same with all these like items, like everything that has like Maxis, I can probably group together. All this Mappy stuff I can group together. Uh, all the stuff from Blam and all the other teams, they can all be kind of grouped together. Do
Mhm.
not delete. That's pretty funny. Well, I didn't delete them, so that's good. right? You can probably group all these together. So it does take a little bit of work, but it's going to save you time on the long end. So that's something I'll do outside of this video for sure. But just to give you one example, I just did that NADEAX stuff. So yeah, so let's start the DAT packing work if that's something we can do now.
Oh, yes, we are ready to do the first example.
Cool. All right, so I'm just loading it up again so everything's selected.
Okay, so you're gonna go and select only the NDEX folder.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, so let me explain. So with SC4 DatPacker, you gotta select the folder you want to pack at a given time because otherwise it's gonna try to pack everything in once.
And what's the problem with that?
Okay, so there's various problems. One of them, it's that the program has a memory limit. If you exceed 512 megabytes approximately, it's gonna start spitting out more than one file. Probably not the biggest deal. But if you go way beyond that limit, the program might actually run out of memory and it might actually fail altogether.
So it doesn't matter how powerful your computer is; it's the
No,
program
because
itself.
that's a limit due to the file architecture, the 32
Hmm.
bits. The other thing it's that you want to some extent preserve the loading order of your files. So if you have certain files which get overwritten in a different way, you might actually have issues with missing dependencies, even though they might be there, or you might have conflicting overrides. So it's actually best to not pack too much if it's not necessary, because we're probably going from several thousands of files and folders with your 8 gigabytes, maybe to a few dozen or maybe 100 folders, which is orders of magnitude smaller for the game to
Exponentially, yeah.
sift through.
Hmm.
So you actually don't need to force so many files together that to get most of the performance benefits.
And so that's why we check the size of this file, right? You wanted to see if it was under what you
Yes,
said, 512 megs.
512
Yeah,
megabytes.
so
So
we're
if
just under it. We're at like it was like 400 and something. So that should be good.
yes,
So just keep that
so
in mind when people are working on
mhm,
things. Don't keep your folders any larger than that. Separate them out if you hit that threshold.
mhm. Okay, so we're gonna now choose that folder. You're gonna see that there's 3 checkboxes.
And two are automatically checked, like when you first open this up.
So let's see. So it says include only useful TGI. So that's the type, group, and instance numbers. Those identify the individual files within a DAT or a lot description or BAT model. So it actually removes all of these redundant lists of the content. So it actually does create like a new index for all of this information you're putting together.
So that's something we want to keep checked on for this particular
Yes.
instance.
And
Cool.
also optimize space. So optimize space is gonna apply compression, whatever appropriate. It's also gonna remove all of these unnecessary files. Right now, leave force repacking unchecked. It should work as it is.
And so when would you ever want to use this particular instance of force repacking?
Okay, so force repacking could be used if your program gives you an error. However, if you're actually getting to that point, you might actually want to consider reorganizing your files a bit first, such that you avoid getting into any of the hard performance limits.
So you would check this off maybe if you're close to that 512 limit or you
Mm,
forget.
not yet. So leave it unchecked. If we have problems, we're going to retry the packing with this option.
Gotcha. So this is almost like a failsafe. If it fails the first time, check this, and then
Yes,
also you can start fiddling with these as well. But the first time you do it, just keep it the way it is. Typically, is the first one is unchecked. The second two are checked.
correct.
Cool. All right. So am I good to press start?
Yes, we're good to press
All
start.
right. So here we go. I am DatPacking for the first time. It only took me what, like 19 years after the game came. Well, this mod was 2008, so it was 14 years. 14 years I've waited to pack my game because I've just been too lazy to do it. All right, so it said it finished, so that's good. It gives you a bit of a output here. Optimized space, so it optimized 279 gigabytes.
Kilobytes.
That's
It's
not too
not.
much, but it is something, I guess.
Yes. That's probably removing whatever few readmes or pictures you had left in there.
I love how it says useless file. Like, useless file. We're superseding it. It just tells you right out there, right up front, that this is what
Oh,
it's
that's
doing.
another thing that this does. If the game actually, if the DatPacker actually finds duplicate files, like you have 2 or 3 exact copies of the same thing, it removes the extra copy, so you actually also gain a small performance boost there.
And that's a good tip because sometimes you might download something and you might forget to you download the whole folder. You might just put in the actual file in there. Like my plugins has a bunch of folders and files. So if I forget that I've got something and I download it again and I forget that I've already got the file and I'm putting in the folder, I got 2 of the same thing. So I'm really increasing the size needlessly. So that makes my whole game a little bit slower. It might even duplicate things that I've got in the game. So that kind of helps with that. So
Yeah, in fact, it actually helps you with menus. So sometimes, especially the park and the landmarks menus, we have so many things that appear there.
oh
So if
yeah,
you
I
remove
can scroll forever.
duplicates, you,
For
you're
those
gonna
that
have
know my
just
YouTube channel, I scroll and scroll and scroll sometimes to find the right park or landmark or whatever to plop. So this might help reduce that size a little
yeah,
bit, but
especially
every little bit helps.
yeah, especially uses you are so fond of using roadsides for all your freeways and transit routes.
Yeah, those are at the bottom of my menu, so I gotta scroll like a madman every time I open up the game and want to change something. Luckily, I got this like super fast scroll wheel on my mouse. Like it can spin freely without any resistance, so I can get to the bottom real fast. But not everybody has that, and obviously, I don't want to do that all the time. So yeah, that's cool. So here, I just want to hit close.
Yeah, so you're gonna hit close. You're gonna close this window.
Yep, and then
Let's
I'm back
go
here.
to the so let's go to the plugins folder for a moment.
All right, so we're just back here in plugins.
Okay, so you're gonna look for a new folder that was created. It's called plugins compressed.
All
It
right,
should
so
appear towards the end of the folders.
date created, maybe date modified is what I want to search for.
Okay, let's see.
Just go to the top of the file. You said it's a folder?
It's a folder.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. So NDEX was something I just changed a few minutes ago. So we got plugins compressed. So we probably want to open that up.
Yes.
So let's have a look at the properties. You can see it's 300 megs. So a little small. And we've got an NDEX.DAT. And
Yeah,
that's
so
a big file.
so you actually just shaved off like 25% of all the folders you had.
So if you remember, this was 417 megs. So what it said gigabytes in that
That
output.
was probably thousands of kilobytes.
Oh yeah, okay. I probably wasn't reading it right. So wow, that's a 25% cut in that one sort that I did.
Yeah, so you just reduced by 100 megabytes your plugin folder size.
Wow.
So now you're gonna take your NDX file, you're gonna create a backup, you're gonna cut it and put it in whatever backup option you use, maybe an external hard drive or a flash memory or whatever
Or
you
just
like.
put it like in a different folder or something, right?
Somewhere outside the plugins folder.
So I'm just going to create a new folder here. Just kind of go over here, new folder, and I'm going to call this backup plugins. And yeah,
So
you
this
can
is
throw that
another.
anywhere else.
So this is an important thing. You got to make sure you have the backup because in case you have issues with your files or you need to update them, you need to have access to the original unpacked file so you can service them.
I'm a big proponent of always backing up your plugins. Do it at least once every few months. Put like a reminder in your calendar if you can, just because you never know when your hard drive will crash. Put it into a separate hard drive too if you can. Like I've got, you can see just on my computer here, I've got several different hard drives. So I've got my plugins probably in 2 or 3 of them, just in case my main hard drive dies and I like lose all the region progress I did and everything I downloaded. Just make sure you keep that up to date every now and then. So for the
I actually
plugins
did.
for this, I'm just going to put the folder I created for NDEX into that backup plugins. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
So we're just going to grab that and we're going to throw it in here. And
Okay,
so
there we go.
it's gone. So I've removed 412 megs, but I've added 300 megs. So I'm net negative 112 megs. So if I go back
Yes.
to my plugins folder and I analyze it, I'm probably still high, but it was like 7.8 before, and now it's 7.7 just by doing that one particular change. So as
Yes.
I keep going through and I organize some more stuff and I put it all together, it's going to keep depleting a lot more. So that's pretty damn awesome. So thanks a
Okay.
lot for going through that. That sounds great. And obviously you want to start the game up and make sure everything still works correctly. And if it
Yes.
doesn't, you've still got your backups. You can go there and just make sure it all works. And occasionally you might need to redo this as well. Like let's say I download something else from NDEX, right?
Yes.
I'll probably want to periodically go and make sure that that is all updated. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know if
so
you wanted to do another one. I know you have a
oh,
tutorial about DATpacking the NAM itself.
oh, okay. So before that, so if you're gonna update content by creator, you group your files by creator. You just
Mhm.
create a new folder with the name of the creator or whatever.
So
You
you
put
throw
your
all this together.
previous
Throw all this
packed
together.
plugin plus whatever new files you want to add, and then you pack those together, provided it does not exceed the 512 megabyte limit.
So preferably
So
what you want to do is go on a downloading binge first, download everything you think you want for the game, and that way you've got the vast majority of the stuff DAT packed. And then eventually later on, if you want to keep doing that, you can run it again.
it's yeah, it's gonna be just small updates after the big push at the starts.
Yeah, so I've got years and years worth of stuff that I can do all at once, which is good. But I'm still downloading new things, every now and then, so it's never over. Big, obviously the NAM is a big thing. We're always consistently updating it every few months, so stay on top of that. Yeah, so if you have time, we can go through DAT packing the NAM as well, because I know you've got a nice
Oh yes,
tutorial here on SimTrop. Oh
and
yeah,
Centropolis
we
and
got the Easter
Devotion as
Christmas lights
well.
here. That's
I
cool.
think those
Yeah.
are Mardi Gras this time.
Oh, and they put the Ukraine symbol there. That's something I didn't notice. That's cool. Okay, good for them. As you can see, I don't know whenever you're watching this, but we're recording this on the 4th of March. So, yeah, a lot of stuff going on in the world. Hopefully things go for the better. I'm an optimistic fellow, and yeah, it's cool that they did that. So shout out to the SimTrop team for throwing on some Easter lights or Mardi Gras lights. It looks like Easter to me. You can always like kill all these things off. So I'll provide the link to this in the description as well. So we've got DAT packing the NAM or Network Automod the official way, because the NAM obviously it's something you're going to download every few months if you want to stay up to date with everything. So we're going to show you how to DAT pack it correctly with the latest publicly available version, and you'll have to do this probably every single time you download it. That's right, correct?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So at the time of the writing, this is for version 42, and we're already out of date because we're at version 43. So no worries there. Just
And that
that's why we
44 is
put that
around the
here, right?
corner.
Yeah. So things are going to be a little bit different, but that's okay. That's okay. So we're going to obviously download the NAM. If you don't have the NAM, there's a link provided here. Version 43. It might be 44 by the time you download this and watch the video. Who knows? So might even be a little bit more up to date. But I have the NAM and I have 43. I don't have any developed versions in my plugins folder right now. So this should be an easy thing to follow, but it's going to be outdated pretty soon. So we're going to go and select a DAT packing program of your choice. Choose only one. So we've got the DAT packer that I've already used, and then there's also a JDatPacker. So which one do we want to use here? Because we've already shown everyone how to use this one. Is
Okay,
that the one we want to use?
let's go with memos, since that would
Sure.
be an official NAM program, since Memo was a really important NAM team member in previous years.
So we're going to try a different program here. Cool. Okay. So
Yes.
let's open these boys up. Probably get rid of all this stuff because I don't need them anymore. So we've got the. This is from 2014. Okay. And I've already
Yeah,
downloaded the
that's
file somehow. Tells you what I know. So I'll download that. And yeah.
okay.
So
So one thing that's very beneficial about the JDatPacker, one of them is that it's a Java application, so you can use it on different platforms, just like the current NAM installer. So you don't have to worry of getting a Mac version or setting up Wine on Linux. You could actually use this program directly. The other thing is that it actually allows you to control the input and output folders, which is especially useful for people who are doing modding or custom content. So you don't always want to output your files into your gameplay plugins. You might want to output them to a special folder you're preparing to publish the new goodies you're modding for the game.
Cool, cool. So it says I need to make sure that my Java is version 1.6 or higher. So to do that, you can just basically, I think, type in Java and maybe hit the About Java. Everybody should have Java on their computer, so it tells you what I've got here. So I've got version 8, update 31, so 1.8. And it
Oh,
says
okay, yeah,
1.6
yeah.
or higher, so I'm good. So just make sure you do that little check. Make sure you're good. So I've got that figured out. So when I extracted the file, I've got a jar file, a license, and a README. So I'm assuming I got to open up the jar.
Yeah, that's correct.
Because that's compressed. And while we do that, there's a license. There's also a README we can open up. And it just kind of tells me that I need the Java. It basically just says simply unpack the zip, double click to start the application. An installation is not required. Hey, that's awesome. I love doing that. No installers or anything. That makes it super easy.
Yeah, so you just download the application ready to go.
Cool. All right, that's really straight to the point. I like that. So where
Okay,
is so here's the jar.
okay, let's see. Okay, so I see a folder named JDatPacker that is I think 97
Yeah.
megabytes.
So we probably
So
want to open up that one.
let's open this. Okay, so that's probably looking inside the application from some reason. So you need to make sure you actually go to the folder where you actually downloaded the application. So you need to go. Let's go to File on the top left corner. See, open. It's
Because I
the
just downloaded. I haven't extracted anything yet, right?
yeah. So you need to extract it first.
hmm
Extract it to wherever you put your game modding applications.
So for most people, that would probably be the SimCity 4 plugins folder, or
No, no, it's somewhere other than plugins. So the modding applications don't go in plugins.
remember,
The
I'm
game.
trying to be a dum dum here, because that's the thing a lot of people are going to ask. So what I'll do is I'll just create a new separate folder on my desktop just to make it super simple. So let's call this. I probably get rid of that. So what do we want to call this? Like SimCity 4, SC4 modding
Modding
stuff. Tool.
tools.
Okay, tools is better than the word stuff. Cool. So I've got a new application on my desktop called SC4 Modding Tools. So what I want to do is extract this whole thing to that particular window. So I've got all this crap here, SC4 Modding Tools, hit OK, and then it's going to extract. That's a pretty big file. Usually these things are pretty quick, but it's still moving. It's not the end of the world. And it just kind of dings. So we're done. So we can open this. So now we've got this not fully extracted.
Okay, let's see. So there's the folder that says JDatPacker. It's the second one from the
hmm
top.
And then we've got all these things
Let's
here.
see if there's a jar file. That's what I'm trying to find.
So the jar file was in the item I downloaded already.
Hmm.
So if I go
Let's see.
back here,
Let's
right here's the
see.
jar. So I just want to maybe extract that alone.
Yes, that's what you would have to extract.
All right. So SC4 modding tools. We'll extract that. Okay. So we've got a whole
Oh, okay,
jar
there
here.
we go.
It's still unextracted though. Like it's still a zip.
No, it's really. So it's double packed?
I don't.
Oh, that's so strange.
I mean, I just kind of extracted it here. So
Yeah, so I'm looking at this whole thing.
when I
Oh, okay.
basically extracted it, I got all this stuff. So I basically just
Okay,
moved.
let me check the links real quick.
Sure.
Because there are two links. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Let's
this is all
see.
the same as what I've already extracted.
Let's see. Like that's so strange. So let me share my screen briefly.
Sure, sure. Okay, so I'm gonna grab. We're just doing this over Discord for anyone that's aware. All right, so you've got. I just want to make sure I'm recording the screen. So yeah, go ahead and share your screen.
Okay, I'm gonna put application live. Okay. So you're gonna see here. So this is where I have it. This is the file you actually need. So you open this.
So one sec, because I'm not seeing your stuff. I'm seeing my stuff when I'm scrolling here. I don't know if it's gonna work too well. Whoa! Look at this stuff. All right, so it's held Jackie's screen. So how do I get you? You're a spectator on my stuff still. Do I need to disconnect? Do I stop streaming and you stream?
Okay, I'm gonna stop watching on my side. You should be able to tune in to watch my screen. If not, I'm gonna attempt again to share the
Why don't I
screen.
stop? Why don't I stop streaming?
Okay, let's make a
Okay,
pause.
so I stopped streaming. So now you can share your screen.
Okay, let's
All right, I see you
see.
there. I see you there.
Okay, so you're seeing this here?
Yep, we can see you now.
Okay, so you should be able to. So you have the unpacked JDAT Packers. You're gonna have this thing. So you have the license, the README, and this whole thing is the jar file. So let me actually go real quick to the
So yeah,
compressed
that's
folder.
uncompressed. So if you want to try and do what I did, yep.
Okay, let me open this with 7-zip.
Ah, so I use WinWare for my thing. So maybe that's the difference.
Let's see. Let me see if this is opening. Okay, let's see. Open with choose app. Let's see what our programs they have. I should be able to open this with 7-zip. Oh, this is not opening. Yeah, okay, so let's go back to where you had the. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing my screen right now.
Whoa, we're going all funky again. Okay, no worries. I'm gonna share my screen again.
Okay, so
So
let's see where you actually had that folder. Because
cool.
one thing
So
I
I'm gonna go
always do
back
is I
live here.
make sure to not download stuff to whatever my web browser uses default
Yeah,
folder.
absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna gut this. All right, so we're gonna start the whole thing again because I'm sure a lot of people have run into the same instance that's happening to me. So I'm just gonna X all this stuff out, and I'm gonna go back to the spot where I downloaded this. So again, I'm going to hit download here. I'm gonna open the file, and it's just gonna tick. It looks like it's a bigger file, and we're done. So this is what we got, and I want to extract everything.
Okay, let's see. See, make sure to extract the whole thing, like not a specific file.
So to do that, you can like click. I'm holding control, and I got all three here,
I think. See,
and
I
then we'll
want to
put that.
check. Okay, so I want to check if the problem is that you might be extracting the individual files rather than the folder containing them.
Yeah,
So
so let's
let's
have a
go
look.
here to your. Okay, so right click on the jar file. Let's say go to open with. You should choose the Java either
Ah,
OpenJDK or
so this might depend on the application that you're using to extract the files or compress them or whatever. If you got 7-zip, it may be the way you have it. If you've got WinWare or anything like that, it
so,
might be
okay, so
mine.
this is interesting. So WinRAR can actually open the guts of a Java application. So that was what you were saying.
Hmm.
But you need to actually open it with the runtime environment platform to actually run the application. You would need to either use the Java platform or the OpenJDK platform.
So between the two, what would you suggest?
Open JDK is the one we use with the network Addon mod. So let's make it official.
All right, let's be official. All right, so we got a source directory and a target directory.
Okay, so when you so you feel ready to resume recording?
I'm recording right now. We're still going.
Oh, really? Good.
Yeah, oh yeah, I never stopped. Everyone's watching. Everybody's seeing the problems that we're having because they might
Oh,
encounter it
okay.
themselves, right?
Yeah, so this is another thing you gotta make sure. Like if you are opening a Java application, make sure you have a runtime environment installed and use that to open it. So this is working now. So you're gonna go to the source directory.
And we're gonna
We're
hit
gonna
browse.
browse. So let's go to SimCity 4, the plugins. Let's see if you can find a network add-on mod.
Cool. So it looks like it's in alphabetical order. So we'll just kind of scroll. We're at M and more M. All right, we're in N now. So NET. So
There we are.
there we go. So here we types of files. All files? Oh,
Yes.
that's the only way selection there is. Okay, so we're gonna hit open here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we got a target directory. What do we do with the target directory?
Okay, so that's where you're gonna define your where you're gonna send your packed file. So we could actually create a new folder.
And where do
So
we
let's
want to
go
create
to
a new folder?
okay. So click browse. Second browse, and then you go to SimCity 4 plugins, and then you go at the top and select new folder.
At the top here. So up
Let's
one
see, up
level,
one
home,
level.
create new folder.
There we go.
So we're gonna
So you're
create
gonna
that. And what are we gonna
so
call this?
call this
Like NAM
NAM
compressed,
43 NAM 43 DatPack.
something like that.
Yes.
Cool. And then we just hit open here
So
because we've
hit
got it
open.
selected. Cool.
Okay.
Okay. So open. All right.
So we're not yet ready to start. This is where I want to go back to the tutorial.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's do that. That's why I didn't hit start. I'm always consulting you first. All right. So we've got all this stuff here. Oh yeah, we had the README. So the README seemed pretty straightforward, but as you can see, it's a little bit more complicated. So simply unpack,
We
select the
did that.
source.
Mm-hmm.
Inside of the source directory, it will be bundled by one DAT that is written into one target directory. Files and larger than 500 megabits will be split. And as you can see, when I first queried the NAM file, my particular setup is over a gig. So are you thinking I might need 2 or 3 files?
You you know that's actually probably the most efficient way to do it, but it's probably not the most reliable. The
All right.
NAM includes various levels of internal overrides. So that's where I want to go to my DatPacking tutorial for the network add-on.
All right. So here we go. So
So you
we
see
got
this
the.
section. So you see this section titled here, file organization before DatPacking. This is what we're going to do now.
Mm-hmm. So we've
So
done some organization already, right? Like we've got a temporary plugins folder that we use with the DatPacker.
that's
Right,
correct.
that's what we just did. So we're at this step. We're at step 1. Step 1's done. Okay, cool. So we got to get to step 2. Obviously,
Yep.
I've got the NAM installed already. So do
That
we
one's
get that?
also done.
So check that. Okay, let the installation run till completion. We got network auto mod as a file. So check there.
Mm-hmm.
Create a second folder which specifies the file. Oh, that's what we just did. That I was thinking it was step 1. So yeah,
Yes.
okay. So
Mm-hmm.
step 4 is done. Yeah. We got yep. Open the NAM installation folder. Additional network
Oh,
features folder.
okay. So here's where it becomes interesting. So in the NAM file architecture, you have these 10 folders. The most complicated of those is the number 2, additional network features.
All right, so let's go grab the NAM folder here in my plugins. And
Uh,
I think I was messing around with it. I got to sort it by name. Okay, let me sort it by
Okay.
name. And NHP That's before NAM 43 DatPack, we just did. There it is, network add-on mod. I have
Out
so
of
many files, and this is the one I consult the most. It's always a hard time to find it. Okay, so we got additional network. We said additional network features. Was it additional network features? Additional
Okay,
network
yes.
features. So we're going to open up that number 2. That's why you got the
Okay,
2 there.
so this is the this is a change we're gonna do. So we're gonna rename these folders. We're gonna put a number 2 in a space before the title of each.
All right, so I'm just going to move this to one side of my window so it's a bit easier. Okay, so that way people can follow a bit better. So, where were we here? Step 5. Okay, so you'll see several folders containing the various families of name features. Right-click on each folder and add the number 2 before its name. And so you can kind of see that he's working on it there. See if we can make this bigger. Come on, you can make it bigger. There's big boy. Okay. So you can see all this stuff here. That's how it was set. We'll go
Let's
back.
see. I think it's just the picture goes after that one. Okay, let's
Yeah, so
see. It's
come on, you can open up that image in new tab. Okay, so
let's see. Did you open the same one?
no, you call it all
So
2. So see how he's
okay,
putting the number
that's
2 on everything? So I'm going to do the
yes.
same here. So I don't have high bay railway, so basically I'm just grabbing it and I'm going to write 2. Just no periods or anything, just 2 in space, right?
Two in space. So what this does is that we're not going to use the additional network features folder. We're going to move all of these folders outside of it. So the use of the number 2 is to make sure that they load in the correct order with respect to the other files. And what happens is that here in the additional network features, that's where you have all the textures, all the paths, props, whatever other goodies your NAM installation brings. And since some of them do involve some overrides, we want to make sure that those overrides happen in the same order. So it is a bit tedious, but since the network add-on mod is such an enormous mod already, doing this is gonna improve your game performance rather significantly, even if you might be using a solid state drive to run your game.
So I got a question for you, and it's just coming from another NAM member. Is there a way you
Mm.
can create this without us doing all this work? So that when we download the file, it's already like this? Maybe
Oh, so
one day?
that is okay. So that is one thing that we're looking into. We're still ironing out the growing pains of the Java installer. So one thing we could do is incorporate a Java DatPacker routine into the NAM installer. And of course, we could use a file structure similar to this one. And that way we could provide a compressed NAM out of the gate and it would be performing a lot better. It's kind of becoming necessary.
Yeah, so it's on the to-do list. Again, we're still learning with it, and the size of the file just keeps getting bigger and bigger every release. So, yeah, but I mean, I love it. I love how we're just continuing to improve the game, one way or another, right? Making it faster or adding content, making it more stable.
Yeah,
I remember when
so
PropX was fixed. That was crazy
oh
awesome.
yes.
Like that was
Yes.
something nobody thought could be fixed, and then boom, done. So we're kind of
Yeah,
doing it like this now, slowly but
if
surely, making the game
mhm.
faster.
Oh
People,
yes.
yeah. So okay, so we basically I got to step 6 here. Uh,
Okay,
so
so
I
let's go.
I cut
uh,
and paste. So I cut all these files. So I'm going to go back to the regular plugins file here and
Okay, let's see.
paste.
Let's go back to the network add-on mod folder. So
Sure.
we're good. So you're gonna paste them in the root folder. So I'm gonna cut here.
So in root, you
And
mean
you're
root for network add-on mod?
yes, so you're gonna
Ah.
paste them
See, when
here.
I see the root plugins folder, I didn't look at the screenshot too much because it's
Oh,
a little
okay.
small.
So what happens is that I wrote this tutorial for the NHP DAT Packer, which is a bit of a dumber program. So you actually need to do more folder organization with that one.
Ah, I see. I see. Okay,
So
so
let's see. So here
additional
you now
network
have
features is empty, and all that 2 stuff has been split out. So do I
yes.
delete this
So
now?
Yes, it deletes additional network features.
All right, I'm trusting you there. I don't
Okay,
want to
so
screw
we're
up my
gonna.
game.
Okay, so let's go back to the JDatPacker.
All right.
You're gonna go to the first browse option. You're gonna go back to the network addon mod installation folder. It has new
There it
vehicles.
is.
There you go.
And just hit open
Oh,
again.
open again. So let's see here. Okay, let me check something else. So we have network addon mod. We're gonna go to browse again. We gotta go to the folders inside.
Like in the browse section.
So yeah, so go open up
I
network
see.
addon mod.
So we're gonna double click it.
Open it again, and we're gonna see the folders you have here on the right side of your screen. So we're gonna choose each of them. We're gonna pack them individually. NHP. Okay, there we
Yep.
go. So let's go in order. We start with core.
So do I double click this or just hit open?
Just click it, click and open.
So I just hit open here.
Yes.
Okay.
So hit start.
And I've got a system 32 JDAT cannot be accessed. You may wish to check your directory permissions, otherwise your settings cannot be stored.
Oh, really?
Access is
This.
denied.
Okay, so this is probably a bit unexpected. I actually generally expected this to work out of the gates. So
So
let's
we'll
see.
show what happens if you run into this problem because I am.
Oh, okay. So this is actually easier to solve since JDatPacker can locate stuff anywhere in your computer. You can just move the network addon mod installation folder to your desktop, and then we can run the DatPacking operation
DatPacking
from
completed.
there.
Yeah, right. Okay, so to do that, I basically just grab the network Addon mod out of my plugins.
Yes. So you're gonna cut.
Where am I here? I just don't want to lose my place. No, I don't want to hit X. I just want to make the window smaller. I hate how they put the X right next to where you scroll. All right, so
Oh my goodness.
I don't want to do anything. All right, so grab NAM and just kind of drag it back over to my desktop.
Yes.
All right.
You're also gonna do the same.
Oh, this is not good.
You already have another copy of the desktop?
Well, I've got my own personal stuff. One sec. Let me X that. I'm gonna move my other folder.
Okay,
Okay.
let's see.
Oh, go away. Okay, let's try again here. Should work now.
Okay, we're gonna do the
Ah,
same with
crap.
the NAM43 DAT pack folder.
Whatever. I'll just replace them. I'll figure it out later. Let's go. Come on.
Let's see. Yeah, so this is one of the challenges of working with a mod that already exceeds 1 GB.
Yeah. So here's NAM network on. I just want to make sure it's still got everything I need. That whole
That
two
looks a bit.
sections gone.
Yeah, that looks incomplete. Okay, so you're gonna have to close JDatPacker for a moment.
Do I even have it open here?
Let's see.
I don't think it's open right
Close
now.
all the jar windows as well. We don't need them anymore.
Okay. I'm just gonna close everything here. So I've got SC4 modding tools, and I've got my network auto mod, and I got my plugins here.
Okay, so let's see if the network addon mod installation folder is complete in here.
I mean, I'm not seeing it at first glance. NEW, NEK, it should be right here. I'm sorting by name, so it's gone.
Oh, that's really strange. Yeah, definitely not supposed to happen.
Well, one sec here. Okay, I've got it here. I've got it here.
Okay, let's see what's going on.
It's just because I got my own stuff here. Blah. Okay, we're gonna stop that. I'm gonna gut this. Come on. Might be in my recycling bin now.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I mean, this is gonna happen to people, right? That's okay though. Open up the recycle bin.
Okay, let's see what made it in there. Let's say they deleted.
Oh, good, good, good. All right, so let's throw this back up here. And does this have all the stuff? It has
Oh
additional
yeah,
network features with all that
let's
stuff.
see.
Yeah.
So that is just before. That's before. Let's see. So let me check the folders. That we have renumbered. Like, are they empty or do they contain their stuff? Okay, so let's say we enter the.
It's because I had a problem. It's because I had a whole bunch of stuff already. So let me just get rid of a whole bunch of stuff that's on my desktop here that might conflict. Okay. We're going to try this again. We're going to try that. I'm going to rename all this stuff. We've already got it all
let's
here, right? So let's just delete
okay.
this.
Let's check. Let's check if the files are in there. So open additional network
It's going
features.
to be empty. No, it's not. It's still got stuff.
Open. Yes. Okay. You got to open and check if the files within those folders are in there.
They still are. Because
Okay. So
I
let's.
think I resurrected it from the recycling bin. So I'm just going to gut that
Mhm. Okay. Let's
and
see
just
the
double check
other
that that's
ones.
all there. So yeah, they're still here.
Okay. Yeah. This is okay. So that's
Okay, so
correct.
that's good. All right, so we're going to try again here.
So let's open again the JDatPacker.
All right. JDatPacker. Oh, right, I had it in that other file.
You gotta open the. You gotta open where the jar
Yep,
application
yeah, yeah.
is.
I'm getting a little lost, but I'm still following. And that way, I hope everyone else can follow too. All right, so we're going to grab the NAM file again, right?
Yeah. So this time we're gonna go to desktop.
Oh, okay. I'm too quick here. So desktop.
Mm-hmm.
Desktop, desktop, desktop. I go up
Oh,
again.
lower left of the start.
Blah.
Oh,
SSD.
okay. Like
Hang on a
it's
sec. Desktop.
just okay.
Network
We're
Addon
gonna
mod.
go. Yeah, that's the one. So let's go to core.
Core.
Select that one to open. Okay, and let's see the target directory. We're gonna need to move the NAM43 DatPack folder outside of plugins as well. So probably what happens is that Windows recognizes the game mods as a software installation contents to a point where it actually applies its restrictions we would otherwise impose on your installed programs. So we're actually gonna take that folder from plugins, the NAM43 DatPack. We're also gonna move it to the desktop.
So
We're
the
gonna
file I created.
yes.
All right, so we're gonna cancel this.
Not yet. Leave it open.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to plugins, and we're gonna find NAM43 DatPacked, which
Mm-hmm.
should be here. Yeah.
Towards the top. There you go.
So we're gonna throw that. That's why I kept my desktop clear because I knew there was gonna be a lot of stuff here. Okay, so we're moving that here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so we've got
Let's see. Oh, let's
NAM40
open
Network Addon mod and
this.
NAM43 DatPacked.
Okay, so open the dat packed folder. We gotta make sure it's empty at the start.
I've got a local file here that was just created not long ago. Probably just got that.
Yeah, you do not need that file.
All right, dead.
Okay, there we go. It's
We're empty.
empty. Okay, so we go to browse again.
So see how I'm desktop. So then I got to go here and then find the NAM43 DatPacked, which luckily I don't have too many folders here, but I'm
So
still
you go
losing my
back.
spot. Oh, it's
You go
back.
back. You go to desktop again.
And then 43 that packed.
Okay, you put open. You put start now. This should be working now.
All right, crush finger. Oh no, we got something going on here again. You may wish to check your directory permissions. So I got an access is denied for the Java file not found exception.
My goodness. Are you using, is this user account the administrator of this computer?
I am my own admin. Yes.
So why would this not work on the desktop?
You can see I've got the user account settings, never notify. I don't know if I can make it any better than that. It says DatPacking completed though, so if I open this up, I got that local file again.
Hmm.
So it did do something.
Oh, okay, let's see. This is not gonna work. Let's actually start the full procedure with the NHP DAT Packer. So we're gonna go to
All right.
your
Sorry,
SimCity
everybody.
4 is okay. Let's go to your SimCity 4 installation folder. The documents folder. So okay, documents SimCity 4. Okay, so you're gonna rename plugins into something else. Like put something after the word plugin. What I
Like underscore
usually do
something.
is underscore main or underscore gameplay.
All right. You can see my file is smaller because I removed the NAM. It's only 6 GB now, 6 something.
Okay, so you put okay.
Yep.
You're gonna create a new folder. You're gonna name this one plugins, just like if it were the original one.
Yep. Dat packed
No
or
underscore, nothing. Just plugins.
plugins underscore or no underscore.
No, no
So I got a
underscore.
brand new plugins folder.
Okay, so we're gonna move now the network add-on mod folder into that in there. The one
Cool.
that actually contains the files we want to pack.
So now my plugins file folder. Oh no, I didn't go in. Go in. All right.
Okay,
So
there we go. Okay, so we're now gonna open the NHP DAT Packer. We're gonna do the procedure 100% according to the tutorial. So this is what it referred to in the first part of creating the folder. I think it was step 2 of the file organization. So we're gonna go SimCity 4. Okay, okay, so let's go one moment to the tutorial.
your tutorial.
Yeah, my tutorial.
Okay. So we want to scroll up a little bit
Uh,
here.
yeah, so go to where it says step B.
Which step?
The
Sorry.
part the part B. I think it's step 1 and 2.
All right. So we're gonna go all the way to the top. Okay. So we've
So
got.
let's see. File organization. Okay, so create a temporary plugins folder for use with DatPacking. This is what we just did now. Which
Ah. So that's
yes.
why I got confused the first time. Cool. Okay.
So install the network elements and let's count dragging the folder in there as installation.
Yep.
Okay, so that was what you booked the
Yep.
second time.
I created a second folder.
Okay, that's where you're gonna. So right now it doesn't matter much because NHP DatPacker automatically creates the plugins compressed folder. We just rename that at the end.
Yep. We did that already.
Okay, so let's now go to step 5. Okay, we already did this.
Mm-hmm.
We did the
We got all the
renaming.
two and everything. So if I open this up, all that stuff is still
Mhm.
two.
Yes. Let's see. Step 6. Okay, we already did that. Step 7. Okay, we already did that. Okay, good. We're
We
gonna
deleted
start.
additional network features. Yeah, we did that.
Okay,
So
so
we're
the
all done now.
that packing process. We're ready.
All right. So we gotta download. We gotta wait for the application to load. So what is
So
it called again? Is it
SC4 DatPacker.
SC4 DatPacker 2008. Okay, here we go.
Splash screen. Okay, so let me see something. So this is the problem with the NHP DatPacker, so you cannot actually check the subfolders.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're gonna do is all the contents of the network Addon mod folder, we're gonna move those to the root plugins folder. So close the packer.
And then we're going to
Let's
go to
get
plugins, not plugins main, but we're going to go to plugins. We're going to open up the network add-on mod. We're going to cut all this crap. Hello. Cut
mhm.
and paste.
Okay, this should be working now.
And then just like the controller, we're going to gut the network add-on mod, which should be empty now, right? So gut
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, we go back to the DatPacker. Open it again.
SC4 DatPacker 2008. Cool. So there's a whole
Okay.
bunch of crap here, just like you've got here. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is when you're gonna choose each of those folders individually. You're gonna pack them one by one.
So we're going to start with core, and hopefully it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
fail this time, right?
No, it will. I really don't think it's gonna fail.
I hope not. So do I just hit start?
Yes, just hit start. Mm-hmm.
And looks like it's good.
Okay, good.
And then just keep doing it for
Uh,
each one.
yeah, you're gonna do it for each one. You're gonna notice that some of them will take longer or shorter. It's related to how big the folder is, how many things it has.
These are instantaneous. Oop, don't want to miss one. Rail's got a little bit more stuff. But obviously there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot more in your rail network than,
Oh
pedestrian
yes.
stuff.
Oh,
Rail
that might
highway.
change. That might change, however.
Oh yeah, obviously. With each version, obviously I got a lot of stuff for real highway, so and this is all new stuff, right? The real highway was created from scratch, whereas the rail
Mm,
stuff it already existed in the game. We just kind of
yeah,
enhanced it a bit.
although it was overhauled very deeply with the railway, which
Yep.
uses a different specifications for more elaborate. So it's a basic that Real Railway is number two in terms of the network features that the NAM adds.
Well, so far it's been the second fastest. Sorry, second slowest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the train stay. Oh, it was faster than I thought. Yeah, these are pretty quick. It's actually still
Mm-hmm.
got to do this one by one though. But
Yeah, so here's an advice. I know some players actually might use automated controllers that are not provided with the NAM installation. In those cases, you just skip the automated controller, delete and put whatever automated controller you might like to use.
oh, I got an error.
Okay, so what happened here?
The controller.
Oh, the controller. Oh, okay, actually, you do not need to pack the controller.
Okay, well then that's good. So that we do everything but the controller.
Yes, that's correct.
How come I can't X this? It won't let me. It won't let me. But it's the last one, so it doesn't really matter. I can probably just close this out, right?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's go now to the plugins folder.
Mm-hmm.
So we should see a new folder named plugins compressed.
Right here.
Yeah, so open that one. Okay, so this is the issue. So the controller is quite a big file. So you're gonna delete those last two files since
Because it
we're
kind
gonna
of
use
split it.
your
Yeah, because it's so big, right? If I query the
yes.
controller here, you can see it's one file and it's pretty damn big. Not
Oh
500,
yes.
but still okay.
It's pretty close. The trick with this, the controller needs to be a single file since that's the compiled code. That's where you pack it all the way the computer
Mm-hmm.
understands it. So
And so,
you just move the CNAM controller into plugins compressed,
cool.
and now you can rename plugins compressed into NAM 43 DatPacker. Okay, so now you can copy. You can delete all of those. You don't need them anymore.
So long, NAM. We got a DAT packed.
Okay, so you're gonna copy your NAM43 DAT packs.
Copy.
We're gonna move it into the plugins main. You paste it. It'll take a while.
Shouldn't be too long. But then again, Windows always gets stuck at 99. Oh, no, it's done. Let's have a quick look here.
Okay, everything looks to be in order.
Cool.
Okay, so now we go back to document SimCity 4. Okay, you're gonna rename your plugins into plugins DatPacking, the one that's just plain DatPacking.
Sorry,
Uh,
the one that just says plugins?
yes, so you're gonna rename it plugins underscore DatPacking. So whenever you want to DatPack stuff, you move your files there. You avoid having all the trouble of getting lost in the main installation.
Cool. So, like, the thing I did for NDEX can kind of get moved there. And anything in the
Yes.
future, I would just kind of put there. And the
And
game
then
is
you
smart
can
enough to load both files, like plugins.
no, the game is gonna load whatever is just named plugins.
And right now, I don't have anything that's called plugins
So you take plugins main and erase the underscore main parts.
that we created temporarily.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you select OK now, and you should be ready to try this out.
So, NAM 43 DAT packed. It is a gig, a little smaller. My plugins is also a little bit smaller now. You can see 7.68.
Mhm.
Well, actually, that's not quite. That's kind of the same size it was.
Yeah, so the difference it's that the network add-on was quite optimized already. Like we do not put the readmes or pictures in the installation folder. And since we are a single modding team, we do our best to minimize duplicates. So it's not like you're downloading 50 different buildings that happen to share the same landscaping props, and then you have like 10 copies of this tree or 5 copies of this car, and then over time those add up, and you can erase several megabytes with that package by removing the duplicates.
So for this, the work I did with NDEX, I probably want to cut that
Hmm.
and move it to the plugins. Uh, that packing?
Okay, okay, no. Okay, so you actually gotta keep the index files in the gameplay plugins since that's the pack version. So the stuff you deleted earlier is what you would probably want to keep in the DAT packing folder.
Oh, so if I go back here, I remember I made a backups plugins folder here with
Hmm.
NDEX. I can put that in there.
Yes.
Gotcha, because it's not being loaded by the game. You can put as much crap in here as you wanted to.
Hmm.
So remember, the backup was like 400 and something. Yeah,
Yes,
and then
417. Okay, so let's actually pack another set of files. I saw you have lots of Mappy content. Uh,
sure
he
we can
does
do
a
them
lot
as
of
well.
Yeah, so he does a lot of buildings. They look really nice. I imagine some of them are high definition, so they're going to be bigger files. And he rarely requires dependencies, so it's possible he's providing the different dependencies with each individual download. So I do think you're going to get a significant file size reduction.
Well, let's see. So I'm going to grab all his stuff that's properly named in files, and I'm going to look for folders,
Mm-hmm. You're going to put it in the MadB folder.
which I just created,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
then I'm
check
going
if
to
you
look.
have any.
Oh, I
Check if
will.
you have any. There's
I
other loose files.
I definitely will.
Mm.
MATT, right?
Okay, Max. Okay, there's not that many, but
Oh,
they're
okay. I
there.
thought there'd be a lot more. I guess he's got a lot more folder structure than I thought. Nope, didn't get them all. All right, so we're
Okay,
gonna
there you go.
cut
Go to MadB.
and find that here. Mappy, MATTB,
Hmm.
and paste.
Okay, we're gonna do the DAT packing here. Okay, so
So we
let's
can.
take this MATB folder. We're gonna cut the whole thing.
So we're 358 megs.
Hmm. So you're gonna cut this folder. You're gonna move it to the DAT packing folder.
So we're gonna cut it.
Cuts. You use
Cut.
cuts. You go to the DAT packing folder. You paste it. And now we're gonna switch the names again. So go to the SimCity 4 folder. So the plain plugins is gonna be named again plugins main.
Ah, it's a lot. You got to switch it back and forth.
Yeah, so when you do like a full DAT packing session, you're probably just gonna do all the file moving at the start. Then you do the packing, and then you do one rename at the end.
It's not liking me here. I think I'm doing too much at once because I got like 3 things at 99% here. Ah, come on, you can stop.
Oh my, oh my goodness.
You're killing my computer for a game that was made in 2003. Stop.
Oh my,
What's going
oh
on?
my,
What are you doing?
no!
He's dead.
This just crashed.
It crashed.
Okay, so
Am I still
probably like
recording?
let's
I
make sure
lost my
it's still
recording.
recording. Really?
No, I'm still going. I'm still going. Okay, good. Okay. I lost something there. Okay, so where was I here? All right, all
They-
died.
we,
Okay, so we're gonna open up
we were
SimCity 4.
we were moving the MadB folder from plugins
I just
main
wanted to
to
rename this, right?
yes.
So I just want to make sure I got in plugins DatPacking. I got the Mappy stuff still. Okay.
Okay, it looks like it's there.
Yeah. Okay. So then we're gonna rename this plugins main to just plugins. Right. We're taking out the thing we
Uh,
just made. Is that correct?
no, not right now. So you're gonna leave that one as main for the time being. So you're
Okay.
gonna remove the DAT packing from plugins DAT
Oh,
pack.
I was right. Just the wrong folder. All right.
Okay, so we're gonna go
Okay.
back
It didn't crash
to
this time. Okay. Cool.
thank goodness. Open the DAT packer again.
All right.
It's
SC4 DatPacker 2008.
okay.
And
So
just
now we
select
can
Map B,
the
right?
MadB should select starts. Mhm. You're gonna see all the stuff that it's skipping, and then all the stuff that it's removing because of the duplicates. So we should see another significant file size reduction.
Looks like it's done. Cool.
Hmm.
So I'll just quit.
Okay, so we go back here to plugins, open that. So properties, that's
Yeah, so that's the
358
size it was
megabytes.
before. And if I go
Hmm.
here into plugins curve, okay, so we went from 350 to 295. So that's
Yeah,
another roughly 25%. So you're saying
yes.
overall that the plugins, this method could reduce your plugin size by roughly a quarter.
Yeah, especially if you have a lot of loose files from the same authors, it's going to remove duplicate stuff.
I'd very much like my game to load 25% faster, so that's cool. I'll
Yeah,
have to
so
keep
now we're
working with
gonna
it.
okay, so now we're gonna take this MadB plugin, this MadB dat file.
Hmm. Cut
You're gonna cut it and you put it into your gameplays
plugin main.
plugins. Yes, paste it. Okay, and now we do the renaming operation. So
So plugins
uh,
dat packed. No,
okay,
not that one. This one.
so that one gets dat packed.
Oh, it's confusing. I don't want to screw
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it is tedious,
Yeah,
but I do get a lot of practice with the NAM developments. It's like we do get various development builds, so might get like 5, 6, 8, 10, depending on how many builds we do. Then I do the packing all of those times. I have a lot of practice with it.
so I think I was 7.8 or so when I first started. Now I'm 7.6.
7.68, and now
Yeah.
it's 7.62. So you did continue reducing.
And just by doing three things, right? I did the NDEX, the NAM, and then this. So next up, before I let you go, I know we're getting a little long here. Is I want to load up the game, make sure it all works. Is that
Oh
okay with
yes,
you?
let's see how the game performs now.
All right, so I got the shortcut here, and it might take a second to load because my game is big. But just hang in with me for a sec. Thanks so much for your help. It's been quite an adventure. I know we had some problems with the what was it, the other,
JDatPacker.
the JDATPacker. So I would recommend people that are just following along with this tutorial just to use the one that we used at the beginning, the
That would
2008
be
one, because
that would be one against SC4 DatPacker from NHP Productions.
so this one here is probably better if you're doing like some modding for the game and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
for people like me that just want to play the game, just keep it simple and just use the one, right?
Yeah, that would be my advice. Also, if you are using Mac or Linux, you're probably gonna need to use Memo's DatPacker since that one can
Yes.
run natively there. But for Windows users, the NHP DatPacker does perform just as nice.
Yeah, you have a lot of information here
Oh yes,
that we
yes.
kind of went
I
through as
mhm.
I tried to be
Yes.
a dummy, and I really was. Hopefully, I gave you a good a good test. All right, we're almost loaded here,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously, if you've got any feedback, you can definitely provide it here. But yeah, we're getting there soon. I'm just gonna make this a full screen. I got this shift window program that I use for it. Just grab it, trigger. You know, you're triggered.
Oh
Don't worry,
yes.
don't worry. It does this all the time. As soon as I trigger it, it just freezes up until the region view loads. I'm just gonna load a really small city just to make sure that everything is good. I'll probably use a couple of NAM components and then a couple stuff from Mappy and a couple stuff from NDEX. Make sure it all works, right? Okay, so here we go. Cool. All right, so I'm just gonna load. I don't know this thing over here. There's my
In
region.
fact, if that test works, we can then go to one of your larger cities and switch into the subway view.
That might take a long time. We're already an
Yeah,
hour
that
and a
is.
half into this. If you want to do it, I'll stick
No,
around
no.
for it.
So let me explain.
Sure, go right ahead.
You just packed two, like the buildings
Three.
of
Yeah.
two, like of two of the main building creators, the Index team and Force Mappy, plus the largest mod that 99% of players have, which is the Network Addon mod. So just with those three, you should see a significant improvement in performance.
So the problem is that if I go to a really dense city and click on subway, it could take a long time to get out of the view. Loading it is fine, but getting out of the subway view is bad. So
Okay,
be prepared
so
to be
once
in for a bit of a ride here. I might cut that out of the recording. But
no,
let's check this first, and then we'll try a big city. I'm not gonna load the biggest one. Maybe I'll use like the
like a
one I use for
medium
my
one,
video series.
like your medium ones are just as big.
Yeah, they're all big boys. All right, let's just see here. There's nothing in this city. It's just there's like one road,
Just as trees in a single
just
road.
a bunch of trees. To make this, what I did is I just grabbed the God mode tree tool and pressed Shift, which makes like the circle real big. I went in the center and I just clicked for like a minute, and this is the pattern that it made.
Wow. So the God mode tool just struggles to fill in everything.
I mean, it just did this. It made like a super dense central patch, and then all this stuff at the side. Everything else is barren. It was pretty fun. I just like stuck in the middle and saw what it did. So if you're ever curious, load up a blank tile, grab your trees in God mode, and just click in the middle and just leave it there.
Here's a small trick for some of the players who use God mode trees, specifically the ones that are not seasonal. So if they're not seasonal, you're probably going to be able to use the Flora Blast command to plant the trees of the whole tile in one go.
I've never done that. I've always just spammed trees everywhere.
Yeah, so we might be able to do a future tutorial with some tips and tricks for terrain modding. I would wonder if there's going to be some interest for it.
I mean, if you want to do it with me, I'm going to be a dum there too. So if you want to do it with a group,
Oh,
if
oh,
you want to do
that's
your
good.
own, if you want to do your own
Oh
like
no, this is
professionally,
gonna be more fun if we do it as a team. You're gonna love it.
yeah, because I am a dum with a lot of this stuff. Like I just play the game. I just want to build stuff. I want to download stuff. And I want to build it. I want to see it in my city. So we're still waiting for this little city to load. That's why I wanted. Okay, right when I was getting impatient. Right when I was getting impatient.
Finally, finally.
All right, so just gonna zoom in here. So I want to do some NAM stuff, and then I want to do. Well, we got real railway, so that's good. So let's do some NAM stuff. Let's build. I don't know, quick highway here. Just make sure it's all there, and boom. I mean, I got the NAM. Looks good. So
Okay,
I'm happy with that.
how you feel the menu is loading?
I mean, it's ever so slightly quicker, I guess. And then to do the Mappy stuff, probably in landmarks, right?
His most of the stuff are growable buildings. I think he does have some landmarks and parts.
What was the other one I had?
And the
NDEX,
Andex
right?
and the Andex has a lot more landmark buildings available.
Well, I know they're near the end for me here, so. Sometimes they say NDEX on it. I don't know.
Let's see.
I
Yeah, a
just want
lot
to
of
make sure I
those
got
look
it.
like NDEX buildings too.
Yeah, there it is. Produced by NDEX and Associates. So click that, plop it. Looks good. Loading the landmark menu still takes a while. I don't think I'm seeing a massive improvement, but I'm only doing it for like a couple folders. So if you do this for a whole bunch of your stuff, you'll see
Oh
it a
yes.
lot better. So I got his stuff. I think I got some Mappy like fire stations. Yeah, here's a fire
Oh, yeah,
station.
there it is.
So
There it is.
the fact that I deleted all of the NDEX stuff, all of the Mappy stuff, and all of the NAM stuff, and I still got it in my game means I give it a pass.
Good.
I mean, it looks like I got all the menus and stuff, so
Okay, let's do a quick
that's cool.
test with the subway view in here. So
In
we
this
have a
city,
lot of yes. So we have a lot of trees.
yeah,
The trees. If I'm not mistaken, you did not that pack anything related to the Godmode trees, but you did that pack the NAM, so it's related to the subway view. So we have the subway lines. So let's move to the transportation view for
like stations.
subway. Yeah, so put a subway station, whichever you like.
Okay,
Okay, that should be good. So let's now move to the surface view.
that was pretty quick. That was quick. I don't see any issues there. But again,
Okay,
there's nobody living in this town.
yeah, so I suggest we do a part two once you have continued DAT packing more files. So it's gonna take a while. And we're gonna visit one of your major cities to see how the packed experience changes, especially the subway view.
For sure, because I don't think it'll make much of a dent with what I just did, considering how long this unpopulated town took to load. So, I think we'll end it there. Thanks so much for your help and guiding me through this whole process, and I hope everybody learned a thing or two as well from watching this. I should have all the links there, but if you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to throw them on the comments or whatever, and I'll try and answer them. And I'm sure the rest of the team will look as well. So yeah, thanks so much, Cesario. Have yourself a great night, and yeah, we'll probably do more like this in the future because even though I'm a NAM team member, I don't do any dev work. I'm the one that starts like poking fingers like, wow, why isn't this working, and do some testing and stuff. So yeah, here's my region if you want to see it real quick. I'm almost done this island. It's almost
Oh my
populated. So
goodness.
yeah, it's a big boy. Like it's all zoned and ready to go. So that last video I did was this city here. So yeah, we're getting close to 41 mil once this fills out, and maybe I'll do a UDI video and the highways and stuff nearby. But yeah, anyways, I think we'll leave it there. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you
Uh,
later.
Okay, thank you for inviting me over, and hope all the players have fun. If you have any doubts with that packing, don't hesitate to reach me out. Zootropolis, SimCity Board Devotion, Reddit, or the respective Discord channels.
Basically, anywhere you want, right? He'll find a spot to respond. The whole team will. Well, if we don't know the answer to your question, we'll find someone who does. So feel free to ask. It's all about making this game a fun thing to play. So, yeah, thanks a lot. We'll see you later. Have a good one, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thanks. Bye.